Introduction. The Income Tax Act 2058 states that persons earning income are subject to income tax. The tax is based mainly on residential status and the source of income. Residents must pay taxes in Nepal on income earned globally. Non-residents only pay tax on income earned in Nepal or from Nepali sources. If a resident has foreign income, it is taxed in Nepal regardless of whether it is taxed in the foreign country. This section aims to clarify what types of income and expenses are considered as having source in Nepal or foreign countries for tax calculation. Summary. Resident global income is taxable. Non-resident income having source in Nepal is taxable. Profit, loss, incomes having source in Nepal. The Income Tax Act of 2058 establishes provisions for taxing persons based on their residential status and the source of their income. The main criteria considered for imposing taxes are residential status and the source of income. Residents are taxed in Nepal regardless of where they earn their income worldwide. However, non-residents are only taxed on income earned in Nepal or considered to have a source in Nepal. If a resident person earns foreign income, whether or not taxes are levied in the foreign country, that income is taxable in Nepal. Similarly, if a non-resident individual earns income in Nepal or from Nepalese sources, that income is taxable in Nepal irrespective of whether taxes are paid or not in the foreign country. The primary objective of this section is to clarify the determination of income and expenses as either Nepalese sources or foreign sources for taxation purposes. Profit having source in Nepal, Section 67, 1. If a person has source of income from employment, investment, or business and if the amount mentioned in clause Ka below exceeds the amount mentioned in clause Ka, then such excess amount, i.e. profit, is said to have source in Nepal. The amount with source in Nepal is included in computing the income. The amount with source in Nepal is deducted in computing the income. Example 3.31, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 40. Suppose a non-resident individual named Ramprit Singh rent a stall at the Brikuti Mandap during the Dashain Fair held in the income year 2075-76. He operates a business of selling spices. He sells spices worth 10 lakh rupees during the Dashain Fair. He incurs expenses of 7 lakh rupees to purchase spices and 1 lakh rupees for stall rent, totaling 8 lakh rupees. In this situation, Ramprit Singh's income to be included is 10 lakh rupees, and he can deduct expenses incurred, which amount to 8 lakh rupees. Since the amount available for inclusion in Ramprit Singh's income after deducting expenses is more than 2 lakh rupees from the expenses of 8 lakh rupees, the additional 2 lakh rupees is considered as income from a Nepalese source for Ramprit Singh. Loss having source in Nepal, Section 67, 2. If a person has source of income from investment or business and if the amount mentioned in clause Ka below exceeds the amount mentioned in clause Ka, then such excess amount, i.e. loss, is said to have source in Nepal. Ka, amount to be deducted while calculating income of business or investment having source in Nepal. Ka, amount to be included while calculating income of business or investment having source in Nepal. Example 3.3.2, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 41. Muhammad Hussain, a resident of Lucknow, India, leases stalls for selling goats at the Brikuti Mandap during the Dashain Fair of the income year 2075-76. He incurs expenses of 500,000 rupees for purchasing 100 goats for sale at the stall. Additionally, Muhammad Hussain pays a rent of 50,000 rupees to the organizers of the Dashain Fair for leasing the stall for selling goats. Due to the difference in climate between Lucknow and Kathmandu, some of the goats brought for sale suffer from illnesses, resulting in the death of 20 goats before they are sold. Muhammad Hussain earns revenue of 400,000 rupees from selling the remaining 80 goats during the Dashain Fair. In this situation, the amount to be included in Muhammad Hussain's income is 400,000 rupees, and the expenses for the cost of goats and stall rent amount to 500,000 rupees and 50,000 rupees respectively. Since the expenses exceed the income by more than 150,000 rupees, a loss has been incurred. Therefore, the source of the loss of 150,000 rupees is considered to be in Nepal. Incomes having source in Nepal, Section 67, 3. The amounts to be included in computing the income shall be deemed to have source in Nepal in the following circumstances. Ka. Net gain on disposal of business assets, liabilities and NBCA. Net profits to be set by subtracting the loss suffered from the disposal of the property or liability with source in Nepal from the profit made from the disposal of the property or liability with source in Nepal, referred in Section 7, 2, Ga, or Section 9, 2, Ka. Important note. Section 7, 2, Ga, net profit derived from business assets or business liabilities of any person. Section 9, 2, Ka, net profit derived from disposal of NBCA of any person. Ka, net gain on disposal of depreciable assets. The profits and amounts to be included in computing the income if a property is situated in Nepal or a liability to be borne in Nepal, as mentioned in Section 7, 2, Ga, or Section 9, 2, Ga. Important notes. Section 7, 2, Ga. Amount derived from the disposal of depreciable property of the business. Section 9, 2, Ga. Gain on disposal of depreciable property of investment made by a person. Ga. Other cases. Received payments with source in Nepal, subject to clauses A and B. Profit or loss from disposal of assets or liabilities. Section 67, 4. If a property situated in Nepal or a liability to be borne in Nepal is included, the source of profit or loss made from the disposal of the property or liability shall be deemed to have source in Nepal. Example 3.3.7, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 43. Kalp Lab Private Limited, a pharmaceutical manufacturing company in Nepal, receives a loan of 100 lakh rupees at an annual interest rate of 10% from Mr. Lee of Singapore during the income year 2063-64. The loan provided to the Nepalese company by Mr. Lee is considered as assets having source in Nepal. In the income year 2064-65, due to the deteriorating financial condition of Kalp Lab Private Limited, a decision is made to liquidate the company due to the inability to continue the pharmaceutical production activities. A liquidator is appointed to facilitate the liquidation process, including selling off assets, settling liabilities, and distributing remaining funds to creditors. However, when the liquidator settles the company's liabilities according to the priority of payment, only 50 lakh rupees out of the 100 lakh rupees loan provided by Mr. Lee is recovered. As a result, a loss of 50 lakh rupees, according to Section 37 of the Income Tax Act, is considered as a loss from a source in Nepal. Deductible amounts from assessable income, Section 67, 5. If the following amounts are included in the amounts deducted in assessing the income, the source of such amounts shall be deemed to be in Nepal. In case of properties situated in Nepal, the amount that can be deducted as cost expenditure pursuant to Section 15, 1, i.e. allowance for cost of stock in trade, expenses of properties situated in Nepal as referred in Section 16, 1, i.e. repair and improvement expenses, and expenses allowed to be deducted pursuant to Section 19, i.e. depreciation expenses. The payment with source in Nepal, subject to clause, Ka, and Ka. Example 3.38, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 43. Brazil Drill Private Limited is involved in the construction of a tunnel for a hydroelectric project on the Trishuli River in Nepal. The company incurred expenses of 10 crore rupees for the construction materials used in the tunnel construction during the income year 2064-65. Similarly, the depreciation expenses for the machinery and equipment used in the construction amounted to 1 crore rupees. Additionally, repairs and improvement expenses for the machinery and equipment amounted to 50 lakh rupees. Therefore, the expenditure for the construction materials amount to 10 crore rupees, depreciation expenses amount to 1 crore rupees, and repairs and improvement expenses amount to 50 lakh rupees are considered as having sources in Nepal. The following payments shall be deemed to have source in Nepal, Section 67, 6, Ka. Dividend paid by a resident entity. Whether payment is made to resident or non-resident, such payee is liable to pay tax in Nepal. Ka. Interest paid by a resident person. Whether payment is made to resident or non-resident, such payee is liable to pay tax in Nepal. Da. Payment for natural resources, i.e. royalty, in respect of the natural resource derived from the land situated in Nepal are calculated with reference to such source. Da. Rent paid for using of any property situated in Nepal. Na. Royalty received by any person for allowing use of any property situated in Nepal or accepting the right to use such property or restriction to use such property. Example 3.39, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 45. Suppose a Nepali filmmaker grants rights to someone to exhibit a movie produced in Nepal. In such cases, the royalty received by the filmmaker is considered as having source in Nepal. Further, if the filmmaker received any payment from such person under the condition of not providing any other person to exhibit that movie, then such payment shall also be considered as source having in Nepal. Cha amount or premium for general insurance in respect of risk situated in Nepal. Example 3.11. Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 46. Suppose an insurance company from India insures the risk of a factory located in Nepal. In this case, the source of the insurance premium paid to the Indian insurance company by the factory is considered to be in Nepal. Cha. Amount or premium for general insurance in respect of risk situated in Nepal. Example 3.11. Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 46. Suppose an insurance company from India insures the risk of a factory located in Nepal. In this case, the source of the insurance premium paid to the Indian insurance company by the factory is considered to be in Nepal. Cha payment received by any person, except as a result of transshipment, by operating inland, sea or air transport or charter service business in Nepal as follows. 1. The carriage of departing passengers or 2. The shipment of mail, livestock, or other direct movable property. If a person operates an airline service in Nepal, payments made by passengers starting their journey from Nepal are considered to have their source in Nepal. Similarly, payments received by the airline for transporting goods out of Nepal are also considered to have their source in Nepal. When goods are exported from Nepal and the Nepali Export Company transports the goods by land to the final destination, the payment for such transport is considered to have its source in Nepal. If a shipping company exports goods from Nepal via sea, passing through land routes and ports to the final destination, the payment received for such transport is also considered to have its source in Nepal. Ya. Payments received by any person engaged in operating business of transmitting news and information by using medium of wire, radio, optical fiber, or satellite, whether such news or information is originated from Nepal, but such news or information are transmitted from equipment installed in Nepal. Example 3.12. Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 46. In South Africa, the direct broadcast of cricket is done by the Star Africa channel of the same country. The Star Africa channel has granted the rights to broadcast the direct coverage of cricket to Fly Cable TV in Nepal. Therefore, the source of the payment made by Fly Cable TV for the rights to broadcast cricket directly to its customers is considered to be in Nepal. Ja. Payments for doing employment, rendering service, or accepting restrictions for those acts. 1. Where the acts are carried out in Nepal irrespective of place of payment. 2. Where the GON is to make payment irrespective of place of payment. Example 3.313, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 47. The IMGD company from the Netherlands is conducting training programs for employees of the Revenue Administration in Nepal to enhance their capacity. This program is financially supported by the Danish government. The company is providing training to employees in Nepal and the service fees for this training are paid in the Netherlands. In this scenario, since the training program is conducted in Nepal, the source of payment received by IMGD is considered to be in Nepal. Example 3.314, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 47. The Nepal government has established a residential embassy in France. Individuals employed at this embassy by the Nepal government are paid their salaries by the Nepal government. Even though they are employed in France, since the payment for their employment is made by the Nepal government, the source of this payment is considered to be in Nepal. INA, annuities, amount for investment insurance and retirement pension paid by a resident person, which does not fall under clause JA above, and any premium or other payment paid to the resident person in order to insure such amounts. TA, gifts received in respect of a business or investment operated from the property situated in Nepal, and Example 3.3.16. Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 47. Assume that Fukuda & Company, a Japanese company, has invested in a flower nursery in Kathmandu. It has been conducting various types of research related to botanical relationships from the flowers produced in the nursery. Notably, significant contributions have been made to botanical research in Nepal, resulting in Fukuda & Company receiving a gift of 10 lakhs Japanese yen from the Botanical Association of Japan. The source of this gift received in Japan is considered to be Nepal, concerning the business relationship Fukuda & Company has in Nepal. The following payments except those mentioned in clauses Ka, to, above. 1. Payments made in respect of disposal of the property situated in Nepal or in respect of acquiring liability to be borne in Nepal or 2. Payments made in respect of activities carried out in Nepal. Example 3.3.17, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 47. Suppose in example 3.3.16, Fukuda & Company has sold the share it holds at Flower Nursery in Kathmandu to another Japanese company. The source of share sold by Fukuda & Company is considered to be in Nepal and income calculated from sales of such share as per section 36 is considered to be in Nepal. Source of income not considered to be in Nepal, section 67, 7. Any income, loss, amount, profit, or payment not considered as sourced from Nepal as per the above subsections will be deemed as foreign source. Example 3.4.1, Income Tax Directive 2066 updated by FA 2078, page 48. Suppose Diwakar Thapa, a Nepali citizen, resides in Canada and runs a business there. If he earns income from transactions conducted in Canada and other countries, but not in Nepal, such income will not be considered as sourced from Nepal. Explanations. For the purpose of this section, property situated in Nepal means the land or buildings situated in Nepal and the property other than land or building of a resident person situated in any foreign country or if the person is associated with a controlled foreign entity pursuant to section 69, inclusive his interest in that entity. Liabilities to be borne in Nepal means the liabilities of a resident person arises from activities carried out in Nepal. Amended by FB 2082.